So figured I'd do a little video on my grill as well. Try and keep everybody in the loop. Here is a stock grill. Came on my truck. I already cut it. I started doing this and then figured I should take a video. Here's a little template. And I bet you're wondering what that's for. I'll tell you in a second. Here's what I'm going to be using for the Grille Shell. Just some 1" by 8" strap steel. And this is what I'm going to use. They are for a 2015 F-150 grill. LED switchbacks. I'm going to incorporate these in here. So here's a little video on how it looks when I start. CustomCarGrills.com. I'm not sponsored by them, but they got a pretty good selection of mesh. I opted with the aluminum hex, which I got powder coated black and sent to me. I think it was like 80 bucks. And it's 4 feet by 16, which should be plenty. So here's the game plan. First things first, you just got to cut the center section out. Now the plan is to try and fit these in there as clean as I can, and then I'm going to build a steel frame around it, enclose those with that strap steel, and then add mesh to the center. I get asked a lot about how I did the second gen grill. Pretty much the same way. I would just cut out the center section, and then on the second gen you want to flush those up, and then you would take plastic and you plastic weld pieces in there so it's nice and smooth, keeps the same profile, pretty much just like a cross delete. But obviously this one I'm not going with the same deal. It's kind of late, but I figured I wanted to take a quick video of this part specifically and show you guys how I did it. So I don't want any of those studs all across the grill. I just want a real smooth flush look. So this is what I'm going to do. You can see these are just 10mm bolts that I have in there. I drilled and I tapped. I don't know if you guys have ever done any speed tapping with the drill, but you just set it to 5 or 6 so it'll slip, and just brap that bitch right in there. And then what I'm going to do to get that look, so what I'm going to do to get that smooth look is, with all of these drilled and tapped, I measured them out, they're pretty fucking close. You put that 10mm bolt in there and you screw it in. Now what you're going to do is snip that off with the grinder and then weld it, grind it smooth. And then let me turn it over here. On the back side it'll just stick through. You can see I already did the bottoms. They're all loose. What's nice about this, use big old washers, put it on there. You can kind of adjust it up and down. Same thing with the top, but they'll be in there all nice and square. See, I just use flat stock, ground it. I'll probably powder coat this, cut it out. For my LEDs, I still got to make little tabs off of this metal frame that hold the LEDs in place. Alright, well here's the back side of the grill. Just made some tabs. Those are self-tappers, but I will be putting actual bolts with nuts on there. And then this is the center mount. I did the same thing that I did with the other ones. I
drilled it, tapped it, and then if you check out the other side, I cut the bolt off, welded it, cut it off so it looks nice and flush. I did the same thing all the way around with all the other bolts. So it's flush because I don't like the bolt look. And you see, you got studs on the back side all the way. So now it's time to put the mesh in and we'll go from there. Well, what's up guys? Been a little bit and I'm gonna go ahead and do the final install. Some of you guys were wondering how I did everything. I just cut little strips of some 18 gauge steel that I had laying around and just fold it down. Honestly, I could do the studs like that all the way around, but yeah, this is just how I did it. It's easy, you know. You could see this is kind of important too. The grill has a, I didn't want to have to put a bolt in here and like fish through this and maybe scratch this powder coated mesh. So I made this, it's just a little stud. I welded the back side and then I'll be able to put a nut behind there. Just reach down behind the grill and put it on. So let me keep doing this.